Welcome to Massive Darkness 2 Hellscape, The Soul Keys. With the Lightbringers being decimated and overwhelmed on the surface by the darkness, they know that they need more help from below. The lost souls, the lost Lightbringers. The Lightbringers above pull their magic and transmit a sending message to hope that they make contact with any of the denizens of the netherworld. A Lightbringer answers the call, one who wanders the netherworld. Mist will answer the call, a Lightbringer without a corporeal form, wandering the netherworld, defeating the darkness. They get a ping in their head, a message spanning across planes.
Is anyone there? Is anyone there? We need help. We need help. The Lightbringers are losing. We need the souls of the Lightbringers. Bring us back. Find the Reaper. Free the souls.
The jumbled message reaches Mist. Mist is confused at first, but responds.
As you wish.
Anything for the Lightbringers.
The message transmitted to Mist is one of collecting soul keys to free Lightbringers' souls from the Reaper, a monstrosity of the netherworld who collects souls and is the keeper of death.
Fear my presence.
In this scenario, Mist will have to locate the soul keys, and they are in each of these three rooms. This room, and this room. Mist's objective will be to collect the soul keys before they run out of time. Each soul key has a collection of time tokens. There is 1 time token in this room, there are 3 time tokens in this room, and there are 5 time tokens in this room. During the darkness phase, 1 time token will be removed from each of the soul keys. If there are no time tokens to remove, the soul key disappears and the mission is over in a failure for the Lightbringers. When a hero collects a soul key, they will get 8 experience points. To obtain a soul key, a hero must use an action on the soul key to pick it up. Enemies will be able to pass through doors in this scenario as they are wandering souls, lost from either battle or from the surface planes. Once Mist has collected the 3 soul keys, the door to the Reaper will be unlocked. Once the hero steps through the unlocked door into the Reaper's zone, that will trigger the boss battle. The boss battle will be filmed in a separate video. The enemies that have initially spawned in this mission are the fallen angels and located here.
From the hell of hells I come.
Mist is a rogue class and has 5 health, 4 mana. I have set up Mist with the dagger as a starting weapon and the battered leather armor. I have taken a health potion for Mist, and I have also taken level 1 shadow form. When you gain this skill, you gain 2 shadow tokens, and they get placed into the Thieves' Tool bag. This bag is how the rogue will use their actions. Because we are playing solo mode, the heroes will have 4 actions, and every enemy and treasure token will be corresponding to 2 players, as it says in the rules. Mist's power is when performing a move action with a blue token, you will not take reaction damage. Mist's shadow power, +2 swords for every action you have taken this turn. Alright, so we're going to start the first turn. First turn, Mist will draw from the Thieves' Tool bag and grab 4 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they go face up. So I can use any of my actions regularly. So any of these 4 tokens can be used as a regular action. But if you use it for the corresponding power, move will be blue, green will be for anything, and red will be for attack. You'll get the corresponding power. So first I need to get to this door because this one has 1 token left. So I'll use the reroll token, but as my first action to move 2 movement points, 1, and then the second movement point will be to open the door. Then we will reveal what is in the room. Unexpected chapel. Each hero on this tile heals 2. Well, we're already full health. Mist looks in there and sees the remnants of writings, holy words, something to keep the darkness at bay. And then we will reveal what is in the room. So we have a loot token. We'll see what's in the loot token in this room. We have in this room a common treasure, and the monster in this room is some infernal imps, and they are carrying with them a primeval club. So Mist opens the door to some infernal imps, ghostly apparitions of devil-like creatures, small and giggling and eager for a fight. Mist looks to them.
All right. Who's first?
He will use this action to move in, 1 movement point.
If light cannot escape me, what hope have you?
So Mist will then use the attack action, but using this token, which grants an extra yellow dice. The dagger, which has 1 yellow dice. We are in a light zone. The infernal imps have 1 blue dice, and there are 2 minions with them. Alright, so we got a scratch from 2 scratches. Defense, 1 claw for the imp. Kill 1 imp, then deal 1 wound to each hero in the attacker's zone. So we'll trigger this. One of the imps grabs itself onto Mist and then giggles. Then it explodes, dealing 1 damage to Mist. Then we have the scratch resolve itself, dealing 1 wound to Mist. Then this other scratch doing another damage to Mist. And then Mist he will use 1 mana to remove 1 shield from the defender, granting 2 damage to this imp. So as the imp grabs on and explodes, Mist's form separates for a second, then coalesces back. He's holding the knife in one of the imps. Mist is going to use their last action to pick up the soul key.
Order from chaos.
The hero that picks up the soul key gets 8 experience points. So I'm going to get 8 experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The reason I didn't use my last attack for Shadow is because I'm playing with the house rules that damage does not carry over to the leader miniature. So I think it would have been a wasted attack. So grab the soul key for 8 experience points. Mist used their last action to pick up the soul key. Now it was an action to pick up the object as per the rules. It wasn't considered an interact. An interact with a treasure chest or loot requires that there's no enemies in the space. Then those tokens are discarded and put to the side. Just before I discard these, I'm going to take a health potion to drink this health potion to get 3 health back. 1, 2, 3.
We fight.
And then we will discard these used tokens. Then we go into the enemy phase. Activate each mob and roaming monster in the dungeon. Fallen angels first.
Gods favor the sharper blade.
They can't see anybody for their attack, so they can move 1. They can't see again, so they'll move again. They can't attack, they will do 2 actions as per the rules. Then we have the imps will attack. They have 1 yellow, they have 1 black, and Mist has 1 blue. Alright, their claw is on defense only. I have no shields. They have 1 damage, so 1 damage goes through to me. And then they'll do their second action. 2 shields, so they got a scratch, strike me for scratch. 2 shields to block their 2 swords. So Mist starts striking, their form dissipating and then reappearing where the blade is about to strike. Then we are in the level up phase. I have 8 experience, so I will pay 5 to level up to level 2. 1 rare treasure goes into the bag. And then we will pick our skill. I will choose a level 1 spell, Tailored Swiftness, to gain a green and a blue token to the Thieves Tool bag. Then we are in the Darkness phase. We will remove 1 time token from each of the soul keys.
I reclaim my lost souls.
This soul key now has 2. This soul key now has 4. And then we will advance the darkness tracker. Nothing happens. Then we will move on to the next turn. The next turn, I will draw 4 tokens from the bag. And the last one. Alright, we have 2 rerolls, a shadow mode, 2 movement points, and then move up to 2, then attack. I might have to deal with these creatures first just because I can sprint out of there and get to the door, but I don't want to be creating more problems for myself. So I will use this red 2 rerolls to attack. So a yellow dice, black.
We fight.
Alright, I'm going to use one of my rerolls to reroll this damage. Turn it's blank. I'll use the second reroll for my swords for 2. Nice. So 2 is going to go through, killing this imp. So I killed that minion, so I get 1 experience point. I'll use a shadow attack on the imp. So 1 shadow, 1 yellow, 1 blue, and I'm using the house rule of a minimum of 1 black dice, even for the leader. When performing a shadow action, you are considered in the shadow, and then I get the shadow form attack, so I can spend 1 mana to get an extra attack while I'm in the shadows. Alright, so he rolled this defense claw. Kill 1 imp, then deal 1 wound to each hero in the attacker's zone. So he just is so volatile, he explodes and deals 1 damage to Mist. Mist will gain 1 mana from this dice. And the imp is destroyed. And because he exploded, I'm just going to put the card and the token on the floor there. Just because no one killed him, no XP, because it was his own doing. So a pretty hectic battle for Mist in the first encounter, exploding imps. He will use his action for movement, and because he's using movement, he's going to get 4 movement points.
Haste.
He's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to pick up all 3 of these items. The Primeval Club, and then these 2 common treasures, which go back into the bag. And we get our 2 commons. We've got 1 movement point left over. We get some leather pants, and we get a greater healing potion, which is really helpful. Nice. And then we have 1 movement point left over. We use the 3 to pick up the Primeval Club, the leather pants, and the healing potion. And we've got 1 movement point left over. We'll move to there. And then we will use this last token to move up to 2. 1, 2 to go to here. And then that will be the end of Mist's turn. We have the enemy's turn. They're going to activate.
Your life is forfeit.
And they have a decision to make. Now they can sense when you're in the light zone. So here is Mist's in the light zone, so they can see, and then they're going to move. Remember, they can pass through doors because they're spirits and ethereal. They've moved. Then we go to the level up phase. We've got 4 XP. I'm aiming for 10 for my next level. And then we have darkness phase. Another time tracks off the soul key.
I will stronger.
So that leaves 3 remaining. Then we move the darkness track to a roaming monster. The chaos of the netherworld is constantly souls in flux. This portal down here starts to spark and hum as a new soul has arrived from the material plane. And it is a cockatrice. A beast from the material plane, the cockatrice. And they will have 2 treasures on them. They have 2 commons, and they also have rare. They have moved darkness phase, we've had a spawn, and then we are going back. We'll discard our actions. We'll go into the Thieves Tool bag for our next turn. We'll grab 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 left. We have a green, we have a blue, we have a red for yellow, and another blue. We're going to use this green to draw a token after this action. We're going to use it for movement to open this door. Alright, when we open the door, we will use a door card. The door card is Fountain Room. Place a fountain token in the furthest zone possible. There's only one zone, so in there is a treasure, which we will reveal to have a common, and then the mob in there will be some demons with a serrated blade, and they have on them a common treasure. So we've used our first action to move, open the door. So we've got 1 movement left over, and it says draw 1 token after this action's been used. So I will move into the space, and then resolving this green token, I get to draw another token from the bag, the last one. It's another movement point 1. Alright. Then I will use this new action to pick up the soul key, granting me another soul key on the door. 2 soul keys on the door, and I get 8 experience for that, so that takes me up to 12.
Order from chaos.
We will use an attack with this red icon, which grants me an extra yellow dice. So 1 yellow dice from the token, 1 yellow dice from the dagger, 1 yellow dice with the primeval club because they're paired, they're single-handed weapons. Then we have 2 black dice for the demons, and then 1 blue dice. So as they open the door, there's these demons all curled up with their wings around them. The sudden sound of the door opening and all this Lightbringer energy awakens them, and they scream and they start attacking. Alright. Mist pulls out his 2 weapons.
Stare into the abyss.
Alright, we have 1 claw. Their claw is in combat, so their claw is attacking or defending hero discards 1 mana. I'll discard 1 mana to spend that. I'll gain 1 mana with this sword icon. I'll spend 1 mana from this attack to minus them 1 shield. And then that is 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Each of these has 3 health, so 1 gets killed, and then we put some damage on the next demon. Next action will be to attack, just a standard attack. 2 yellow, 1 black, 1 blue. Alright, their combat claw gets rid of 1 mana. As the fight with them, they're sapping his strength with their demonic energy. So when Mist's ethereal form sort of gets closer, you can sort of see it get absorbed and almost turned into black soot. Alright, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 damage. Kills another.
Your journey ends.
Gets 1 more XP. The last action will be a blue movement icon. Mist's power, when performing a move action with the blue token, do not take reaction damage. So they get 3 movement points, because 2 regular plus 1 with this blue. So they get 3 movement points. 1, 2, 3, and they don't take reaction damage.
Haste.
Turns into a mist form and just sort of escapes out the door. He doesn't need to fight, he just needs to get this 3 soul keys. So then he escapes. And then we'll discard these tokens. We'll move the mobs. So the demons will move 1 and 2. They have melee attacks. Then we have the angels. They will cut him off. 1, 2. Then we have the cockatrice. If there is a hero in line of sight of a portal, place the cockatrice in the closest portal zone that has a hero in line of sight and attack the closest hero in line of sight. If there's a hero in line of sight, the cockatrice attacks the closest hero. If they can't do either of that, they will do 2 actions, which they can't. So 1, 2. That is the enemy phase. Then we have the level up phase. I will spend 10 XP to get a new card, and we get a epic treasure to the bag. And then I'll pick my new skill. I'm going to upgrade Tailored Swiftness to Tier 2, Level 3 card. Add a green token and this red-orange token to the bag, and I can remove any other 2 tokens. So I'm going to use, because there's no other tokens in the bag at the moment, I'm going to have a look at all my tokens and see what I want to get rid of. I might get rid of this reroll and one of the yellow ones. Put them all back into the bag. Darkness phase. We will remove 1 time token with 2 remaining. Darkness phase, we'll move this darkness tracker across. We'll get a rare treasure token to the bag. Hero's turn. Draw 4 tokens from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a red rerolls. Red move up to 2, then attack. Green, draw 1 token after this action, and 1 yellow attack dice. I think he'll probably take an opportunity that he's drawn these out, so he will use this move up to 2, then attack, to move to this space here, then performs an attack in the shadow zone, so he gets a shadow dice, gets a yellow with the dagger, yellow with primeval club to pair them. The demons have a blue defense, and using the house rule, a black dice on defense always. Alright, we have used 1 mana to remove a shield with the dagger. Then we have 3 damage and then a shadow mode skill, 2 swords for each action you have taken this turn. I've only taken 1 action, so that's 2 extra swords. That's 5 damage. He sort of lunges at her as she sort of burns up in sulphurous flame. 1 experience point for the miniature, and then 2 because it's a leader, taking me to 7, and it's the demons, so I get a serrated dagger and a common treasure. Common treasure is defender, serrated dagger -1. I'm going to swap that out for primeval club. The serrated dagger is defender -1. Good power to have. And then I also picked up a common treasure, the longbow. Keep that in my backpack. So I use that red one to move 2 and then attack. Then I will use this green one to draw 1 token after this action, and I'll use it to move 1, 2 into the space. Then I'll draw a token after that action. It is a shadow token. I will then use the shadow token as an action to drink from the fountain, which heals 4. Nice. So I'm back to full health. 6 is my max now. Great. 6 is my max because of my level. Use this red action to open the door for 1 movement point. And then the second movement point to interact with this treasure token, which is 2 rares. 2 rares, fantastic. And the rare treasures are the demonic mask and the commander's shield. The demonic mask allows me to take 1 wound to ignore 1 black dice, which is pretty neat. Alright, then we have 1 more action. I'll use that to move. I'll pick up this common treasure and then move 1 point to here. And the common treasure is a short sword. I will swap out the serrated dagger and the short sword. Alright, and that's my actions done.
I achieve final harmony.
Discard those rogue tokens, and then we have the fallen angels. They're melee, so they will move 1, and then they'll move 2 into my space.
Your life is forfeit.
Starting to taunt me with the sins of my life.
Sinner and saint bleed alike.
Then we have the cockatrice. If there's a hero in line of sight of a portal, no. If there's a hero in line of sight, no. Otherwise it moves 2, so it's going to go 1, 2 to there. That's the enemy phase. Then we have the level up phase. I need 12 more XP. I'm on 7. Then we are in the darkness phase. We will remove 1 time token.
These souls belong to me.
1 remaining. Then we have the darkness phase. A mob will spawn out of the portal. We are in level 3, so we're getting new mobs. Level 3, we have the satyrs, and they come out with a common treasure. The satyrs appear. Creatures protecting the underworld. Then we have the hero phase. So I'm going to draw 4 tokens. See if we can get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we have blue. We have 2 blues. We have a green and we have a red with an orange. I think I might do some damage and then get out of here. So I will use this red for attack, which grants an orange dice. I'm in the shadow zone, so I get a shadow mode. I get a yellow for the serrated dagger, and I get a yellow for the short sword. And the fallen angels get 2 blue and 2 black. Alright, we're going to minus a shield with the serrated dagger. There is a scratch there. So I am going to cash these 2 in for 2 mana. Nice. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage and a claw coming back at me. Alright, 4 damage and a claw coming back at me, so I take the 1 hit. Angels are 2 each, so 4, so 2 angels get taken out.
I go where angels fear to tread. Void takes you.
That's 2 XP, so 1, 2. We'll use this blue movement token, which has +2 movement points to get 4 movement points. When performing a move action with the blue token, don't take reaction damage. So, 1, 2. I'll move into the space with the cockatrice, but I did not see the trap underneath its feet. The trap reveals nothing. 3. We'll get to here. We'll pick up this treasure chest. 3 rares. Great. And I'll grab these 3 rare treasures. We got lots of gauntlets today. I'll use the heavy gauntlets. Spend 1 mana for 2 swords. Get a magical robe for 2. So I'll get the magical robe and the heavy gauntlets, which help me with attacking. I do need to get to that token before it runs out. This cockatrice might be a bit of an issue, so I think I might fight the cockatrice. So I'm going to draw 1 token after this action and use the green one to jump into this cockatrice's square.
I stop you.
And then I'll draw an extra token, which is a yellow dice on attack. That sounds good. Then I'll use the yellow dice to attack.
Stare into the abyss.
3 yellow dice, so 1 yellow dice. Then the 2-handed weapons, the short sword, yellow dice, and the serrated dagger, yellow dice. The cockatrice has 2 blue and 1 black and has a defensive ability. A claw, the attacking hero loses their remaining actions for the round. Alright, so I've got to be careful with this. So we will attack. Alright. 2 shields, 3 attack, 1 mana. I'll use 1 mana to grab 2 extra damage with the heavy gauntlets. The serrated dagger minuses them 1 shield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and I gain a mana from this dice. 5 damage through to the shield, that's 4. 4 damage of its 10 health. It has 5 plus the amount of heroes, and when you're playing solo mode, the amount of heroes counts as 2 for monsters spawning and loot tokens. So 4 damage comes through. 4, nice, and I take 1 wound from the enemy dice. I think Mist will use this last blue token for movement, so I'm going to get 1 plus movement points, so 3 movement points, and because if I am leaving a space with a blue movement token, I don't take reaction damage, so 1, 2 into this corner here, and I'll let them come to me.
I've been the light itself.
And that's my last of my actions. I'll discard my tokens. Then we have the enemy phase. The fallen angels they've got no range, so they move twice, twice into my space. The cockatrice, if there's a hero in line of sight of a portal, no. If there is a hero in line of sight, no. And then it will move 2. 1, 2, so it moves into the space. Mist's backed into a corner where the cockatrice and the fallen angels arrived, and then the satyrs will go. 1, 2. So they start trudging along, getting ready to attack. Level up phase, I'm on 9 XP. Need 12 to get to my next level. Then we are in the darkness phase. We will remove this last soul key. We'll move this darkness tracker across. Epic treasure into the bag. And then we will have start of a new turn. Hero will draw 4 tokens. There's only 3 in the bag here, so I'll go 1, 2, 3. So then I'll put the remaining discarded tokens back into the bag, shake it up, and then grab 1 more. Alright, we have 2 rerolls, a red, 2 blues, and a red, which is shadow mode. So I am going to attack in this space. I'm going to use this red for 2 rerolls. I'm in the shadow, so I'll get a shadow dice. I'll get 2 yellow for my short sword and serrated dagger. I'll attack the fallen angel.
Gods favor the sharper blade.
And that has 1 black dice minimum and 2 blue dice. Alright, so the serrated dagger allows me to remove 1 shield. The heavy gauntlets, I can spend 1 mana to gain 2 damage. The claw power, no, it doesn't do anything. I've got 2 rerolls, so what I'll do is I will reroll this shadow die into 1 mana, and I'll reroll the shadow die again into 2 mana. I will cash in mana from one of these dice, so that's 4 damage coming through, and another mana cashed in, so I'm at 5. So we have 4 going through to 3. 3 is enough to take out the fallen angel with 1 foul swoop.
Defeated.
And we get 1 common. We get another primeval club. We get 1 common treasure, which is an explosive flask. Deal 1 wound to each enemy in an adjacent zone. I get 1 XP for the mini, which takes me up to 10. And then 2 for the leader, 1, 2, so I'm on 12. So I'm going to I'll use this blue token for movement, which will grant me an additional movement point, granting me 3, and I will move 1, 2, 3. Then I'll use a blue token for a movement to grant me another movement point, and I will open this door. I'll reveal the door card. Got 2 movement points left over. Whetstone Room. The active hero may keep this card until the end of the quest and discard it when attacking to gain 1 orange. That is very helpful. All these rooms have been very helpful. And then we'll reveal the tokens that are in this room. We have a loot token. We have 2 loot tokens here. 1, 2. The first one will be a common in this room, and then the second will be a common in the next room. And then we have a mob, and the mob will be level 3 to 4. And we have fallen angels.
From the hell of hells I come.
And the fallen angels will come in with a fire chain, and it's a magic weapon. So revealed that there were some fallen angels in this room. The door reveals a whetstone room, a forge, some treasure, and also a mob. The fallen angels have returned. It looks like these enemies are endless. I have 2 movement points left over, 1 for the door, and I'm going to use that to move into the satyr's room and then move 1 more into the forge room. And then I've got 1 action left. I will use that action, the shadow action, to pick up this last soul key. As he picks up the fragment of the key, the other keys shake in his inventory and click together, and clicks together, and it forms a solid key. And there is a light that comes from the key, and just sort of a line that sort of weaves its way out to the door, and the door lights up, ready to be opened. The Reaper awaits.
The hour has come.
Get 8 experience points, so 8 will take me from that to 20 XP. And then at the very end, I'll throw my explosive flask into the space. And it does 1 wound to each enemy in an adjacent zone, so 1 wound. The satyrs have 4 health each, so he takes 1 damage. Then we have the end of my turn.
Welcome to the abyss.
We have the enemy's phase. The satyrs have a magical weapon, so they're going to attack from this range here. And then we have the angels that have a magic weapon as well, so they're going to move once and attack once. And the cockatrice will have to catch up. So, satyrs first, they are attacking with a magical staff. They get 1 yellow, 1 orange, 2 black dice. So the lead satyr swirls this magical staff in front of him, points it, and then fires an energy blast. I will get 1 short sword defense, 2 defense from my magical cloak, and I can use a mana to increase my defense. So they are going to attack. Alright, I've got 2 shields. They've got a claw, and then they've got 1 sword. So I'm blocking that right now. Their attack claw grants them 2. So I'm just going to see if I can remove that at all. I'm going to spend 1 mana to add a shield. Then I'm going to defense, gain 2 mana with the magical robe. And then they're going to use their claw here. That will transfer to 2 swords. And then I'm blocking 3 swords plays 3 shields. I block it, but then the scratch hits me. So I bring up my magical robe. The energy blast bounces off it. But just as I bring down the cloak, the 2 other satyrs have their slings and throwing daggers, and 1 gets past and clips me. Ooh, that's their first attack. Then we have their second attack. So they fire their magic again. It's pretty powerful. I'm going to use 1 mana to grant myself 1 shield. Then I will use the magical robe to gain 2 mana, which is nice. So their 2 attack to my 4 defense is going well. They use their claw to get 2 more attack, which is 4 to 4, still ting. and then one scratch gets through. Then we have the Fallen Angels will move one space, get into magic range. They will use the magic from their undead hand to sap the life. It's one yellow, one orange, into my 3 blue, and then they've got 2 black. Okay, here we go. 2 claws for them, and then 2 swords. I will use 1 mana to give myself an extra shield. I'll use my magical robe to get me another mana. Then I will cash in one of their claws, which minuses me 2 defense. So they've got 2 coming through. I take 2 damage, and the magical blasts mist to the floor. He is KO'd. Only a Lightbringer can bring him back. But we still have to move the cockatrice. So the cockatrice will move. 1, 2. 2 spaces towards. Alright, that is the enemy's phase done. Then we have the level up phase. So while Mist has been blasted apart and his pieces are starting to try and reform, he taps into other ethereal magic here in the netherworld.
All is void.
Past things about his life and connections to the Lightbringer that give him some more skills. So he's going to level up to level 4. We're going to add another epic treasure to the bag, and we will pay 12 XP, which will take my 20 down to 8. And then we can pick our level 4 skill. I'll take a level 3 skill, Shadow Form 2. When you gain the skill, gain 2 more shadow tokens. So I'm going to grab 2 more shadow tokens, put them into the bag, but I also get to replace 2 other tokens. So I'll just have a look at the discarded ones. I think I'm going to remove the move 2 and then attack. I will remove the yellow one. So those are my discards. And because I've moved up to level 4, I'll get 1 health back. Darkness phase. We will spawn a mob. And the mob we will spawn is Infernal Imps. And they are carrying a ranged weapon. The end of the darkness phase, the Infernal Imps have spawned. And Mist is sort of finally at peace. His ethereal form starts to mix with the rest of the other netherworld denizens.
To void I return.
It's starting to become one at peace. But the Lightbringers send a magical message through.
We're sending you aid! We're sending you aid! A Lightbringer!
And then poof, his heart jolts back. Comes back to life with 3 additional health. Plus the 1 from his level up. He stands on his feet.
My form renews. I return to the elemental force.
He's ready to go. So we have the new game round with the heroes. I need some more weapons, I think. I think I'll forge as much as I can on this space and then make a sprint to the Reaper. I've got no time limit. I can try and fight these guys some more. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 tokens. This might dictate what I'm doing today. Alright, movement, orange attack, shadow, yellow. Okay. What we'll do is we will do some forging. So I'm going to use this blue movement token to grant 4 movement points, and I'm going to craft an item. We're going to do 3 greens with 1 movement point. I'm going to merge these 3 to grab 1 rare, which is some steel gauntlets. Then we are going to use another movement point to merge 3 blues into an epic, spiked boots.
Transmuted.
Combat, deal 1 wound to the attacker or defender. Cool, I'll put the spiked boots on for this fight. And I've got 2 movement points left over. I have to do as much damage as I can then. Alright, I move in with 1.
I stop you.
The Reaper is within grasp, but I need to fight my way out of here. So I'm in the shadow zone. I will attack what has the lowest health. The satyrs have 2 defense, 4 health. Satyrs have already taken 1. I'll go for the satyrs. So I go yellow, yellow with the serrated dagger and the short sword. They will take 2 blue satyrs, 2 black. I get a shadow dice, and I'm going to use this red with an orange for combat. Alright, their 2 claws don't do anything on defense, so I'm going to remove those. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 damage coming through, 5 will go through, so I'm going to use my spiked boots to pay 1 mana, do 1 damage to the satyr. He's already got 2 damage on him. Then I will use 1 mana to add 2 to the attack with heavy gauntlets. I will use the attack serrated dagger to remove 1 shield. And I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. 8 damage and 2 mana. I'll cash in those 2 dice for 2 mana. And then I'll do 8 damage, which is 1 satyr fully killed. The other one fully killed. And then there is no carryover damage. I'm playing the house rule. You have to use a separate attack to attack the leader. It's 2 satyrs down, and that's 2 XP. 1, 2, takes me to 10. Alright, I will use this red token to do an attack with a yellow, then my 2 yellow, serrated dagger and short sword, into the fallen angels, which is 3 blue, 2 black dice, shadow dice because I'm in the shadow, black reroll here. Trait. Cool. The angels are on attack, so these dice don't do anything, which is nice. Then we will use the serrated dagger to get rid of this shield. So we've got 4 damage coming through. I'm going to use 1 mana to grant 2 swords from the heavy gauntlets. Then I'm going to use another mana to gain 2 swords from the shadow form 2. Then I will use 1 mana to deal 1 wound to the defenders, to spiked boots, and then I'll cash in 1 mana from the dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 into 1 shield, so that's 6. 2 angels killed, that gets me 2 XP. 1, 2.
Your journey ends. Defeated.
I have my 1 action remaining. Okay. I think I'm going to use this last action to attack. Shadow mode, I will attack fallen angels. 3 dice for the fallen angels, 1 black dice minimum, house rule. I will take the yellow and yellow for the short and serrated dagger. Purple dice for shadow zone. Fallen angels attack doesn't do anything, so I'll remove that. I will use the serrated dagger to remove 1 shield. I will use 1 mana to do 1 wound with the spiked boot to give him a good old snap kick to the head. Then I will use 1 mana for the heavy gauntlets to grant myself 2 damage. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage into the 1 shield, making it 3. And I'm going to cash in 3 mana, 2 from the shadow dice, 1, 2, and 1 from the yellow to 4. 3 damage takes out the fallen angel with a snap kick from the spiked boots. I get from the fallen angels, I get the fire chain, and I get a common. And the common is a greater mana potion. I don't think I'll equip the fire chain because I think I might be greedy enough to forge another one. I get my 1 XP for the miniature and then 2 because it's a leader, so I'm on 15. 18 to get to level 5. Discard these tokens. Then we have the enemy phase. we'll have the Satyr attack. 1 yellow, 1 orange, into my 2 blue with my magical robe, and my short sword into 1 extra, and it will attack me, the Satyr. I have 2 shields, and I'm getting scratched by this. I'll do a reroll with Lightbringer token for the black to a blank. Nice. Then I will gain 2 mana on defense with the cloak. 1, 2. Maximum is 5 mana, so I'm back to full. It looks like I'm going to be taking 1 damage. I'll take 1 damage from the Satyr. Then we will take its second attack. It's got a claw. On attack, it's going to get 2 swords. I'm going to use the Lightbringer reroll into a blank. Fantastic. 2 shields are blocking. Oh, combat. I think this combat I'll pay mana to do a wound with the spiked boots, which is nice. Could have done that before. Going to be 1 damage coming through. Cloak will grant me 2 more mana. That's nice. His 2 actions done. Then we have the Infernal Imps. They have a ranged weapon. Looks like they have a sling, and they are going to attack yellow, black, black, into my 3 blue. Alright, so they're going to get 2 attacks. Their claw is defense, so that doesn't do anything. I've got 3 shields. Tink! I disappear for a second, and then the sling and the bolts go straight through. Then their second attack. 2 claws. I'm going to re-roll this with the Lightbringer token to blank. Then I will block it and take 1 damage from the imps because they've got 1 scratch that comes through. And that is their 2 attacks. Then we have the cockatrice. If there's a hero in line of sight of a portal, yes, correct. Place the cockatrice in the closest portal zone that has a hero in line of sight and attack the closest hero. There's a glint in the cockatrice's eyes and it just sort of turns to fire and ash and appears at the portal and attacks the closest hero. It's got 2 yellow, 1 black, and then I have 3 blue. 2 for my magical robe, 1 for my short sword. I will re-roll this black with the Lightbringer token into a claw. Its claw is only defensive. Nice. I have 3 shields to its 2 attack. I block it. Alright, that's the enemy phase done. Then we have the level up phase. I am at 15. I need 3 more to get to level 5. The darkness phase, we move 1 to the right. We have a epic treasure to the bag. And then it is starting the new turn. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, draw out my 4 tokens. I've got a red shadow, a green to draw an extra token, a movement point, nice, and green to draw an extra token. Alright, I will attack this satyr, I think. I'll use this green token to draw a token after the next attack. Yellow for the short sword and serrated dagger. Then we have the satyr has 2 blue, 1 black minimum. I get a shadow die. Here we go. I will re-roll this black dice with the Lightbringer token. Brings into 1 scratch. I will use the serrated dagger to -1. I will use a mana for the spiked boots to 1 wound to an enemy by kicking him in the head. I will use another mana to grant 2 swords based on the heavy gauntlets. And that should be enough. I'll gain a mana from this shadow dice. And then we have 1 scratch through to me. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 into 1. 3 go through. He's already at 2. That's 5. Takes him out. So he does a sort of a ethereal kick, and then the boots hit the satyr in the head, and he just grabs the horns and he just drives it down onto his knee. And the satyr dies. So that's 1 XP for the mini, and then 2 for the leader, taking me to 18. Nice. The satyr grants me staff, a magical staff, two-handed, and one common treasure. The common treasure is stamina potion, one extra action. That's exactly what I need right now. And we will draw a token, because I used a green token. Draw a token into another shadow token. Then I will chug my health potion. Glug, 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 glug. Just in case I don't get thrown in. So that's 5. So that takes me to 6 of my 7, which is nice.
We fight.
And then I'll use this blue token, 3 movement points, up to open the door to the Reaper's chamber. The soul key opens. Second movement point to pick up this treasure chest, which is 3 rares. Mist picks up the treasure box and finds 3 rare treasures. The runic ring, the leprechaun slippers, and the cuirass. Cuirass will give me 3 shields. I think I'll just take the cuirass and put that on. So then I will draw 1 token after this action. I'll use this green to go to the forge 1 space, and then with 1 movement point left over, I will merge these 3 blues into an epic. The death ring, kill 1 minion.
Transmuted.
Then I will, another action, this red token, to merge 3 greens together. Throwing axes. That's going to be quite handy. 1 more movement point. Death ring and the magical robe and the fire chain, and merge them into a epic. Some greaves. Defense mana 2. That was some good forging. I will then keep the spiked boots on, and I will swap the throwing axes for my right hand. Short sword goes there, so the new cuirass is giving me 3. And then I have 1 more action. I think I need to get out of there. Yep, I will use my last token to move 2 spaces, and I will go 1, 2, and I'll step through into the Reaper's domain.
I have come for you and my friends.
The Reaper stands there. The Reaper says,
I have been waiting for you. You have come to claim my prizes.
You are holding 2 Lightbringers. I have come to claim them, and kill you.
So be it, Lightbringer.
and with that, the Reaper swings his scythe into the ground. The ground erupts in black smoke. Darkness envelops everything. The door behind seals shut. And Mist is about to fight the Reaper.
The hour has come.
We now face the Reaper. The Reaper will be in a second video, so please stay tuned for that. I'm just going to set up for the Reaper. Alright, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3! Whoa, look at that. We're all ready to go. Mist faces off against the Reaper, the Soul Collector, hoping to retrieve the Lightbringers that have fallen amongst this darkness.
Souls beckon.
Can Mist defeat this enemy and claim the souls of the Lightbringer? Or will Reaper claim Mist's soul for eternity? Stay tuned to the next video and we'll do the Reaper boss fight. Thanks for watching.